Hello, everybody. Welcome to this series, How Much Do They Make on the Humble Penny? We've got a really cracking guest, a creative, an artist. We're going to be unpacking her story, how she's got to where she is and what her key inspirations are. Whitney, welcome to the Humble Penny.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you. I'm loving everything I can see behind you as well.
Thank you.
Are you in your studio now?
I am right now, yes. Studio in my home. I created a little area just for me to work.
Nice. We're going to talk about some of your work specifics. But before we do that, do you want to give us a background on how you describe what you do for a living and how long you've been doing it for?
Yeah, so I'm a contemporary artist. I've been actively selling my artwork for around 2 years. I've been creative my whole entire life, but around 2 years is when I've been actively selling my artwork. At the beginning, it was very much painting to try and sell. I did a video that I put on Instagram of me doing a mural in my bed in my house, actually, which is the one you see behind me.
Yeah.
And the gallery approached me and said, do you have any work you put into the gallery? We could work together. At this time, I wasn't necessarily trying to be an artist. I was just painting because I always loved to paint.
Interesting.
And so yeah, it kind of stemmed from there. But I started to paint things to try and sell. Like I would paint celebrities like Mickey Mouse, things like that. And the enjoyment wasn't necessarily there at the time because I felt like I was just doing it to try and bring an income. And then I would say in the past year or so, I kind of found my style as an artist and painted what I wanted to paint. And then people bought, it feels better doing it that way as opposed to just painting to sell. Right.
Awesome. So this is very interesting because I bumped into you. We met at the Barbican. We were at the Purpose, a night of purpose, I think it was called.
An evening of purpose, yeah.
An evening of purpose, that's it. Yeah. Jessica Huey, her event. And when we got chatting, I was saying to you that one thing I'm really interested in is the economic aspect of a creative's life, So we're going to be unpacking that later. But before we get into that, do you want to just talk in a bit more detail about how you actually got into this? I know you've given us a bit of a taster, but take us all the way back to your childhood, maybe. You said you've always been a creative, but give us a bit of background into how you've got to where you are.
Yeah, so like I said, I've always been creative my whole life. And in my life, I knew I wanted to do something along those lines, but I had always done it as a hobby. I actually, after I left school, I went and studied animal care for 3 years.
Animal care?
Yes, it's totally different. I studied animal care. I feel like in school you're kind of taught as well to go and work a 9 to 5, to work that safety net so that you're just secure in life. You don't really get taught business side of things to do necessarily what it is you love. So I went and studied animal care. And after 3 years, I went in after a long process. I had my son in that time as well, my eldest son. I said to myself, I just wasn't happy. I went to work in a vet and I think I was there for about a week and I was like, this is not for me. There's a calling in me. I want to let it out. And it was art, to be an artist. Prior to that, I had a few little businesses that I wanted to start up. I started making cakes. I started a nails business, all quite creative things. But because I had a love for painting, I felt like I want to be an artist. I'll be so happy in life to be able to say I'm an artist and I make money from something that I really love and it's my passion.
Wow.
So after I left and I went to the gallery, obviously, like I said, the gallery approached me on Instagram. I just started to paint more, started to understand the mediums I wanted to work with. At first I worked with acrylic, now I work with oil. I also went and sold some artworks at Bayswater Road. That is where I first branched out as an artist, because standing up on the street with your artwork for people to see, it draws a lot of attention, whether they buy or not. You get, you promote yourself. It's a good way to promote yourself. And that's where I started selling my art for myself as opposed to working with the gallery. And I just kept growing from that. I made a website, started to promote myself, taking part in exhibitions. You really have to do a lot of work to get yourself out there. It's not just sitting at an easel and painting. I just looked into any ways in which I could promote myself and just be seen.
Visibility.
That's a very important thing, is to be seen.
So it strikes me that were your parents, are your parents or were your parents entrepreneurial? Because it strikes me as
no,
because
they wasn't, and that's probably pushed me more so. You know, I never got taught money management or
right.
trying to create a business. I never got taught those things in life, and but I knew that I wanted more for myself.
Interesting.
You know, my parents obviously gave, but I also seen them struggle, and that's not something I wanted to do in life. And I also wanted to be happy making money. I didn't want to work a 9 to 5 and just be like, oh, Monday morning. I didn't want, you know, not wanting to go to work. I wanted it to be something that I really love and to be able to make money from it, and also build generational wealth for my children. They don't have to struggle the way that I struggled growing up, and to teach them the things that my parents didn't teach me, you know.
So where did you grow up exactly?
I grew up in Northwest London.
Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up in, the area was quite rough.
Right.
That I grew up in, and even growing up, it's been hard. There's been certain things that's happened in my life that makes it hard. And I feel like it's good to point that out, you know, that you can go through stuff in your life and still come out the other end and build yourself. You know, life doesn't stop there. You know, you have to. Yeah.
Hear you. Do you mind me asking, just for the sake of our audience, do you mind me asking how old you are? Is that okay to ask?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm 25.
You're 25, okay.
Yeah.
And you're a mum?
Yeah, I'm a mother of 2.
You're a mother of 2. I'm just trying to help our audience paint a picture. So you're 25, you're a mother of 2, you live in London, and you're an artist. Yeah. I am curious about something though. Where did you learn art? Did you go to learn art college or something? Like, where did this ability you've got come from?
Within myself. I never went to, like I say, when you're in school and college and you get taught, you don't necessarily, it's very hard. Maybe not actually, because I've met a lot of people that have gone to like art school and college and everything. But I feel like you really have to believe in yourself. And back then, when I was doing the schooling, to be an artist wasn't an ideal thing or the greatest way probably to make money, is what you're talking about, to work a 9 to 5. So so no, I didn't go and study at all. A lot of it is self-taught, YouTube videos, practice. I look at my paintings now compared to a few months ago, and each time it's like you grow. Each time I feel like anyway, I grow each time.
Leveling up each time.
Yeah, most definitely.
So you spoke a little bit about passion, and I know one of your pieces is passion versus purpose.
Yeah.
You want to speak to what that actually means to you? Like, we're going to put up on the screen an image of it so people can kind of see what we're talking about. Yeah. Do you want to speak to what inspired you to create that piece? Yeah.
So in my life personally, my passion is to be a creative, the same way like the ballerina in the picture. Her passion is probably to be the amazing dancer, to be a creative that she is, the artist that she is. And but at the same time, it's trying to remember what it is you also, what your purpose is in life. So mine is to provide also for my 2 young children. So even though I want to go after this passion that I have, it also needs to make me money, you know, so I can also, my purpose in life is to grow my children. So I also need to be able to do that. And with that piece, the passion versus purpose piece, the ballerina herself, especially being a Black ballerina, you don't really see Black people in many Black ballerinas, you know. So for her, it's like trying to be what it is she wants to be in a field where there's not many people like her. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's where that inspiration, where that piece.
Effectively, what it's saying is that there's a conflict that exists between pursuing your passion versus seeking out whether that aligns with the purpose you have for your life. Interesting. What does a day in the life of a contemporary artist look like? Like, just talk us through, like, when you wake up to, like, you know, imagine most people watching are doing a 9 to 5 job. Their lives are usually planned out by their Outlook calendar. They know what's happening every hour. What does your day look like?
Very early mornings. Very early mornings, because I like to get up before my children get up. So what
time? What time do you get up?
Around 5-ish.
Okay, 5
a.m. I see this video that was like a book summary video, and it was a book called the 5 a.m. Club. And it was stating that a lot of successful people, they wake up around 5 a.m. and they start their day early. You know, it's a great way to start your day. So I saw that and I was like, you know what, let me try this. I get very tired in the morning, but let me try this. And it has been great. It's my free time. No one can disturb me. The children are asleep. Before the school run, I get up and usually I'll paint, make myself a tea and paint. And then the rest of the day I will take my eldest on the school run and I'll be with my baby for most of the day. So a lot of my work takes place either late in the night or very early in the morning, which is hard because not much sleep going on. But I feel like sometimes you have to make those sacrifices in order to get to a certain place quicker anyway. I want to get to where I want to get to quite quickly. So I make those sacrifices. You know, but also it's very important to do find the time to rest. You know, there'll be days where my partner or my mother-in-law will take the children and I can just
get your peace. No, I love that. I really love. It seems to me that you're very intentional about like how you want the direction you want your life to go in, and you're prioritizing family life and your work and stuff. As you said, it's a big part of what the future purpose you have for your life is about. Do you want to speak to, let's talk habits for a second. You've touched on one of them already. I was going to ask, what are the top 3 habits that you would say make you a success today at what you do? Perhaps the 5 a.m. club is one of them. Are there any other?
Definitely. That's definitely one. Waking up early is definitely one. Another I would say is to try and spend money wisely.
Expand on that. Yeah.
You know, it's very easy, especially for a woman. You want to get your nails done and little external things like that. It's very easy to just go and spend money like that. But I actually spent a period of about a year where I didn't do any of that. I didn't go out with friends. I didn't get my nails done. I didn't do anything else. Any extra money I had aside from bills and taking care of my children, I would put into me being an artist, because being an artist is not just, like I said before, it's not just sitting at an easel and painting. You have to understand that it is a business. That you have to put, spend money to make money, as we know. So I would try and spend my money wisely. Instead of saying, oh, I want to get my nails done today, I'll say, you know what, let me order a canvas. Or, just trying to be wise with it. Another habit, to work hard, actually, I would say. To work hard is a habit I try and get into, even if, because like I say, I have the late nights and early mornings, so there's times where I get tired where I'm like, you know what, maybe I'm not going to wake up early today. But it's trying to strive yourself to just do it, even if I just sit at the easel and just sketch out the painting and that's it, and that's done for the day. I did something in that day. So trying to get into the habit of at least doing in the day, even if it's not a lot, at least something has been done. You've been productive in the day. I love
that. Do you know what? I really like that. You actually commit. I was saying this to Mary earlier. I was saying to her, like, there's a day when I was meant to, it's a silly thing. I was meant to like get some work done and I just couldn't, I didn't get it done. I kept feeling this irritation. Because there's something behind my mind, the way my brain works is, if I feel like my day has gone by and I haven't achieved something tangible, I feel like I feel really awful. I feel like I've wasted a whole day without achieving something really, really tangible. And for me, the one thing I did achieve that day, eventually, was that I actually booked all our summer holidays and all those kind of things. I was quite pleased that, I actually got one thing done, even though it wasn't work related. It was one thing I got done. I was going to ask you, so it's clear why you love what you do. But what do you find most challenging about what you do?
I would say getting myself out there is probably one of the most challenging things. The society nowadays, it has its benefits. Social media is a lot. It can be a lot easier to get yourself out there, but it's still trying to get yourself into certain places. And with me, it's like exhibitions. Some of them cost a lot, but you need to make the sacrifice in order to be seen. And also creating a steady income. Being an artist does not mean you have a steady income at all. So that is one of the things that is also difficult, trying to maintain a steady income so I can just be an artist and I will pay all my bills and everything else, you know what I mean? So but I do believe I will definitely build myself to that place.
So this leads us very naturally into my important question. This is obviously a personal finance channel. Most people talk about money, and we like to talk about it very, very openly. And we're aware that obviously things will change over time and so on. But give us a sense for how much you actually make from your work, you know, and from what sources. Like, because for most people, their job is just they get the same amount, the same, you know, every month and on the date. But just give us a sense for how that works for a contemporary artist.
So a lot of my money will probably come from prints or selling my original artworks. Prints are a really good way to get more of an income because not everyone can afford originals because the price can be quite high. And also they're nice because they can come at different sizes and they're more affordable for people, so you can sell many of them in a month. In terms of my income, it varies a lot. There'll be months where I may only sell one print, and that's the month. And there'll be months where I sell 3 originals and a few prints, you know. So it varies a lot. My aim is to, like I said, build a steady income where I'm selling some prints a month and also some originals. A lot of my originals I hold on to for exhibitions, of which then they'll be sold. Because a lot of people, they'll comment and say, oh, I like that piece. And then I'll give them a date of where it will first be available to purchase at the exhibition, which also brings them to the exhibition. How
much do these originals cost and how much do prints cost? We're just trying to get a sense for.
So my originals can be from, it depends on the size, generally about £500, 500, 400. Like I said, it varies on size. And prints start from £80 and go up to 180. So the smallest is 80, then you've got 140, and then you've got 180.
Cool.
So yes, I think from that you can kind of get a sense maybe how a good month and a bad month can go. But even if I sell like 2 originals in a month, that's you know, that's £1,000 if I sold 2 for 500. So it has its perks, definitely.
I'm going to tell you now, Mary and I, we would love to buy one of your originals at some point. So if, you know, we can chat offline, we definitely because we love what you do. Thank you. I think you're doing really amazing work. Before I go on to my next question, I had an idea for you actually.
Okay.
How you can make that consistent income. It's funny, I was just thinking about it as you're talking. Have you ever thought about teaching other people how you do what you do?
It's funny that you said that actually, because I just got a job teaching art to children. It starts in September, but I applied for the job because I want to be able to teach my skill and I love children. Obviously, I've got 2 young children. But also it brings in that steady income to then build myself. It's you know, I said to myself, Whitney, you're an artist right now, you're trying to be an artist, but it's not bringing you steady income. So you're going to need to work. But I said to myself, if I'm going to work, it has to be in the field of which I am, otherwise I will lose myself. So I had to find a job that I would be happy in and is also in the same field that I'm in, you know, to be an artist. So yeah, I start in September. It's an after school club for children to come and learn crafts and arts, not just painting. There's loads of different crafts going on. And so teaching is definitely something I would do. Being an artist, I don't know if you can tell, I'm quite an introvert and I find it hard to talk sometimes. So with children it's a lot easier than standing in front of a classroom full of maybe adults or teenagers. But it's definitely something I'll work on. The more I do things like this with you and exhibitions, etc., just getting out there, talking to people, it makes it a lot easier for me.
So that's interesting. I mean, I wasn't going to say this on this call, but I'll say it anyway, and then we can discuss a bit more later. The idea I've actually got for you is I think you can use the internet in a really powerful way to generate a lot more steady income. So, for example, I actually think you should create a form of a club, like an artist club, like a membership club, where you teach your own method for how you create your art, like everything for complete beginners. So from like people who are watching and thinking, do you know what? I aspire to be an artist one day, or who think they're rubbish at art, or who basically have had a hard time in life but want to create a new career path. There's so many different variables. But I almost think in my head, I'm thinking you need to create a resource, a kind of a platform. We've got one ourselves. I'll talk about it later. It's a sister platform called Financial Joy Academy. So I must imagine you creating something quite similar, but for your own work, and more importantly, sharing your system, because you've clearly developed a way in which you create your art that I think other people could benefit from. But I think what's beautiful about doing it the way I'm suggesting is you can do it from your studio.
And anyone can,
anyone from anywhere. This is the beauty about art, is you don't have to be in London to enjoy Whitney Ellis. You could be in New York, or in, I don't know, wherever, in Lagos or in Accra in Ghana, and still enjoy, learning from you. And so anyway, we can talk more about it.
That does actually sound like a really good idea. That is something that I would love to do, and it's something that I wish I probably had when I first started out, because I knew I wanted to be an artist, but I didn't really know anything about being an artist. I knew I could paint quite well, but that was about it. I had to learn a lot. I have to, like I said, it's also a business. So I had to learn a lot, and I'm still learning a lot. It's very important to constantly learn in life, even if you feel like you know it all. It's very important to just keep learning.
What 3 pieces of advice would you give someone who is watching this now and would love a career as a contemporary artist?
The first thing I would say is go and do it. A lot of people think in their mind what they want to do, and don't do it. It's go and buy one canvas, a few paints, and a few brushes, and just do it. It doesn't matter if it turns out rubbish. At least you can say you've done it, and each time you do it, you will learn from the last time you've done it. So my first piece of advice would just go out and do it. Don't be afraid to do it. My second piece would be to, like I keep repeating, understand that being an artist is a business. You have to promote yourself. You have to do money management. You have to find exhibitions to go to. It's all fun just painting, but you have to understand, you have to do, if you want to be an artist that makes money, you have to do those things. And my last piece of advice would be, make sure you enjoy it. It has to be enjoyable for you to, the pieces that I create, I love them like they're my children. I pour my heart and soul out into them, and I just, you have to be able to love what you do and put that onto the canvas, and people will resonate with that. You know what I mean? It's a way to connect with people. The art that I create now, from me and my mind and experiences in life that I put onto my canvas, it's more, what's the word? It feels better for me than when I was just, like I said, painting just celebrities just to sell. I have more of a connection with the pieces that I create now.
Do you know, I just had another idea. If it's okay to share, I just had another. It's just listening to you just made me think, wow, okay. So have you ever thought about the link between art and well-being?
Yes, because me personally, like I had stated earlier, I had been through some things in my life that were very hard, and there were places I have been in my life where I've been very down and trying to find that escape, and not being able to quit because I had a child. I had my first son quite young. I felt pregnant at 18. I had him at 19, and no matter what I went through in my life, I couldn't quit because of him. And art for me has been my savior, because I can put my feelings onto a canvas, and it just helps me mentally. And I feel like it would for anyone. It's very, very therapeutic to paint, even if you don't know what you're painting right there and then on the canvas. It's a very therapeutic thing, and it's very important. I feel like it's very important for me. If I wasn't able to paint, like when if I'm away from home and I'm not able to paint, it does like build up I need to release.
It's funny. I was just thinking that I honestly think this is, if I was in your shoes, this is another thing. I would create a business case for art and well-being. And the reason I say that is a lot of corporates, a lot of big companies are always looking for ideas around how to improve their employee well-being. So I would approach corporates, I would actually approach companies and present this case to them for, look, you know, here's why you need to think of this as an experiential thing for employees, maybe like a kind of an art workshop or, you know, something like that. And all you need is just to land one corporate, like one company. That becomes like your CV for the next one and the next, you know, because I do talks, you know, I do corporate, like with some big companies. And it only took getting one company for another one to go, oh, I want you to do the same thing. Or, you know,
I feel like that's how society works and everything.
So you honestly, I just think there's so much possibility for what you're doing. I think I almost think of, I personally, as I guess my brain thinks business first before creativity. And you know, I'm thinking your art is almost like a platform, a bit like this YouTube channel. You know, and then from that platform, there's a launch pad to other things, you know, other ideas and other possibilities. No, that's really cool. Let's shift gears to personal finance for a minute. How would you describe your current relationship with money?
It's gotten better. It was quite complicated, you know, because like I said, being an artist, you don't have a steady income. So it's trying to find, you know, that balance. I don't want to have to, you know, my parents live month to month and I'm trying to break that cycle. I don't want to have to live month to month. I want to be able to build, like I say, generational wealth and a steady income. So yeah, I have a little bit of a complicated relationship right now, and I'm hoping that will get a lot better. I feel like I'm quite good. Good with money. Or I've gotten better, should I say?
Okay. So on back of that, what do you think you learned about money growing up from your parents?
Like I said, my parents, they quite worked month to month, and I didn't actually get taught a lot about money growing up. It wasn't made such an importance. That's down to my parents, I'm not sure why, but they have always been supportive in anything that I do. When I told them I was leaving my job at the vet to be an artist, they never once said, you know, what are you doing, how are you going to pay? Do you know what I mean? It was never like a push or an importance. But I do feel like now, being an artist and doing what I do feel like it's very important to teach about money, and that's what I want to do with my children, because whether we like it or not, money is very important. That's how we live. You know what I mean? You have to have money. We know, even in this crisis that we're going through right now, you know, cost of living. So yes, I'm trying to teach my children necessarily what I wasn't taught growing up about money.
Cool. So it's clear that you are determined and you're trying to really become a success at what you're doing in ways. What do you spend money on to treat yourself? Like where does your money go to each month, apart from, you know, buying your business related stuff, your canvas and stuff like that, oils and so on? It's
very hard. I haven't necessarily treated myself in a long time. Maybe little things like I'll say to myself, you know what, I'm going to get my nails done today. Little things like that. But even, you know, I don't, like I said, for like a period of time, like a year, I didn't spend money elsewhere. I didn't go out with friends, clubbing. I still don't, because now I've gotten myself in that routine. It's still very important to take time to treat yourself. But I'm looking to do that very soon with a nice holiday is what I'm hoping. But yes, right now I'd say I'll treat myself in little ways by like I said, getting my nails done, or maybe taking my children out to eat with my partner.
Where would you go on holiday?
One of the destinations I really want to visit is Egypt. I'm weirdly, I'm very fascinated with ancient Egypt, and I just want to go and see pyramids, everything like that. I just feel like it'd be a very fascinating holiday. It's not just one where you're just lying in the sun. I feel like I'll learn a lot. Also to Italy, you know, there's many galleries in Italy. Some of the great pieces of artworks are there.
Egypt's amazing. So my wife Mary and I went in a few years ago when we met, you know, I think it was our second holiday together. It might have been 2011.
Oh,
And
lovely.
it was, honestly, it was just out of this world. So we flew into,
Really?
I think we flew in, just remember, I think we flew into Luxor, and then explored that whole area, and then took a short flight to Cairo, where
Okay.
you see obviously the pyramids of Giza, and
Yeah.
the Valley of the Kings and Valley of the Queens. And,
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
and I loved that whole area. It's just fascinating when you go into some of those pyramids and you see all the writing inside. It's just amazing just how you still have all the colors from, like, God knows, thousands of years.
Yes, yeah, that's what I find so fascinating. I can't wait to go.
Yeah, oh no, it's definitely worth going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating. Can you think of a specific money mistake you've made on your journey so far, and what you've learned from it? So it could be a money mistake or a regret.
I would say when I was in college, that was the first time that I learned a big mistake. You know, I had my son, like I said, and I was going to college. So I received funding to help with trying to get my education and also being a mother. So I think it was 2,000 every term. And every time that money hit my account, I went and shopped. So that was a very big mistake, because I could have gone and got my license, I could have gone and got a car, anything like that, but I didn't have anything to show for it at the end. A few clothes, that was it. Every time it hit, I went shopping. It was, but I was young.
Yeah.
When you're young, that's what you end up doing.
When you're young, things happen, because you don't know yourself very well when you're young.
Yeah.
You're allowed to make those mistakes anyway, because it's the only way you learn about life.
I'm about to say, exactly. I feel like mistakes are very important in life.
Yeah.
If you don't make them, you're going to learn from them.
Yeah.
If you don't learn, then you're not growing.
Yeah.
So, mistakes, they need to happen.
Yeah, I agree. And we've all made them. I've made many mistakes. I date back to my teenage years, early 20s, and stuff. So many things I can think about. And I think it's more the learning from them that really matters, how they made us feel, what we learned from them, what it did for our relationships, for our personal growth and stuff. This is why I quite like asking that question, because I think we can learn so much from our individual mistakes.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yes,
what would you say? This is my dreamy question now.
Yeah.
What is your ultimate financial goal? Like, what is all this work for? Tell me, Whitney.
The sky is the limit, especially being an artist. I would say to build generational wealth. I do not want my children to struggle the way I did. I want to be able to teach them the things that I wasn't taught, and also to have financial freedom. I can't wait until I am financially free. That is my goal, to have generational wealth and to be financially free. I feel like that should be many people's dream and goal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I just think that I find it, I guess, and not everybody, if you're surprised that not many people have made it their goal to become financially free. You'd be surprised by that. Because I guess for a lot of people, they just feel like, it's not really a possibility.
Yeah. I feel like as well, a lot of people get comfortable.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's for some people, it's not for us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I actually think it's important to have these out of these world dreams, because
of course
it really just sets your life on a course that you really want, because it's nothing, for me personally, there's nothing worse than like waking up without a sense of direction, like something you're working towards, it doesn't obviously have to be just economic goals, but there needs to be something. And for my wife and I, a big part of what we wanted we wanted to be financially independent. We wanted to get to that point where, like I could do what I'm doing now. I'm not, I'm interviewing you because I just think it's fun. Like,
exactly.
I just think it's cool to do this, just to, have these conversations. So I think we should all, no matter where we are in our lives, no matter how bad things look, even if we're struggling with the cost of living crisis, even, you know, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't have that vision one day of getting 100%. To that place, you know.
Yeah, even for me, some of the hardest points in my life were when I didn't have that, you know. I would just feel like, is this my life now? I'm just living like this, just able to pay bills, you know, and I just couldn't do it. Something in me was just like, this is not how I want to live my life. And it really got me in a sort of depressive state, because when you get that feeling of, is this it now? This is how I'm going to be living. Is, for me personally anyway, it was very daunting. So I knew I had to go out and do something. And, you know, that's when I started to create little small businesses here and there. Like I said, I had made cakes and done nails, and, you know, because I knew I wanted to do something creative. I feel like it's very important to have a purpose, you know, have something that you're looking towards.
Whitney, I've been meaning to ask you, that piece to your right, I saw it got released. It might have been yesterday.
Yes.
You want to just, before we wrap up, do you want to just speak to what that piece is, what it's about, and that sort of stuff?
So it's called Love is Blind.
Okay.
I feel like we've all been in the stages in life where we've kind of realised love is a bit blind. When I first started painting it, as are many of my pieces, I never have a direction of where I want to go. I kind of paint in the moment. I kind of sketch. I use like a reference image, and I sketch out rough idea, and then things kind of come to me when I'm painting. And with this piece, I'm very happy with this piece. This is my new favourite piece. I love the title, Love is Blind. Like I said, because in life we've all been through that stage, and with a lot of my paintings, I do reflect feelings that I have been through, whether it's past or present, you know. So even if you look at the titles of many of my artworks, they do resonate with me, and I feel like that's why I love what I do so much, because I can be free. I love that being an artist, you can be free. You can be free to price your things at whatever you want to price them at. You can be free to create whatever it is you want to create. But yes, back to this piece. This is this. I finished this yesterday, I believe.
I saw you posted on Instagram, and I was like, wow, that looks amazing. And I was looking forward to just asking you what your inspiration for it was, and stuff. Is that image from your head?
No. I mean, yes, but the image of the lady, no. I use reference pictures that I find. And I make them my own. My goal in the future is to actually pay models to like model in a certain way, and I take pictures and then I create pieces from that. Because trying to find a reference image of an image that I have in my head is hard. So at the moment I'm just using reference images, and I use my mind for the rest. So there is actually a piece, you can see it there. That's actually me. I took a picture of me and I said, I'm going to use me as a reference. It was actually really challenging, because when you do things like that, I'm having to sit and paint myself, it sort of brings out some insecurities in you.
Oh, interesting.
So you're sort of challenging yourself. You're making yourself look at yourself, if that makes sense, and really understand yourself, not just physically, but emotionally. What do I want this image, this painting to say? It's called, the title of that one is called Self-Portrait, and kind of depicting the pain that I've been through in my life, but I still wear the crown on my head. You know, I don't let them hold me back.
Wow. Powerful. No, I saw a quote. I went to your website and I saw a quote, something about an artist. It's a Leonardo da Vinci quote.
Da Vinci, yeah. What did it say?
An artist.
Others only see a glimpse of what an artist sees. Something.
Well, exactly.
Which is very true. Because when I look at my pieces, especially as I'm the one that created, and I knew what I went through in the creative process, because a lot of things change throughout the creative process. I was painting one thing, I'd be like, you know what, no, I'm going to change that and add this. You know, I feel like this looks better, this resonates better. That quote, I feel like it is very true. You know, people just look at the artwork and they see, but because I'm the one that created it, I see a lot deeper into it.
Wow. This has been incredible, Whitney. If someone's watching this right now and they want to buy your artwork, or they want to connect with you or learn more, where can they do that?
So I'm mainly on Instagram. My Instagram is Whitney Ellis Artist. I have a website, whitneyellisartist.com. I also have TikTok, which I'm still learning. I only downloaded TikTok not too long ago, but I'm trying to get out on as many social platforms as I can. But yeah, the best places to find me are on my Instagram and my website.
Cool. We're gonna put those details on the screen for people, so
they can
reach out to you, as well as in the resource section of this video. Whitney, you've been absolutely amazing. Thank you for being a guest of The Humble Penny. We've really enjoyed, Mary and I have really enjoyed having you on this particular episode.
Thank you very much.
You've been awesome, and we wish you well. You know, like I said earlier, we'd love to purchase some of your work, so we'll be in touch.
Lovely.
I think you do incredible work. Okay. Other than that, thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, if you really enjoyed today's video, we'd really, really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. That gives us a real signal that you're loving the sort of videos we're putting out on our channel. As you can see, we try our best to bring you variety, to bring you a different perspective than the ordinary. So I hope you really enjoyed today's video. Other than that, thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. And as always, in all things, be thankful and seek joy. Take care, people. Bye for now.